Hey everybody, in this video what I'm going to go over is how to create a VPN filter list. So here's the scenario. If you've got a site-to-site VPN from here over to this branch ASA, we want to be able to control what can come in and what can go out of this ASA. So that this is your headquarters. You want some security around that. And right now, if you've got what we have the setup here, if we just show run, basically what we have is we're allowing the entire, all these the full subnet 10.160.10.0 right into 10.150. It has full access. So right now, that's probably not a good setup. So that's why we have this filter list. And this filter list is going to be applied at the VPN ASA. So right now, let's just go over what permissions we have. Let's look at our tunnel. So there's the tunnel's down right now. You can see that there's tunnel's not up. So let's just let's bring it up. Let's ping. So this is the Docker that's over here, right over here. That's this Docker, and the IP address. Let's look at the IP address. So it's the 10.160.10.10. Okay, so let's ping 10.150.15.10, and you can see that it misses a ping, and then it's connected. And now if we look here, we've got a session. So we've got a VPN tunnel up. And we should see the same thing over here. Good. Tunnel looks good, both sides. All right, so now let's create this VPN filter. And first, let's do a test. So right now we can SSH root at 10.150.15.10 and see it's going to bring up a password. I can type the password and IP adder, and look, we're on 10.150. So we can SSH over there. I'll exit out of that. And we can also, let's close this out, open this up again. And this is also running a web server, Apache. And you see it brings up Apache too. So we can get port 80. This is a insecure, connection is not secure, 80. So port 80 also is open. So we got port 80 and port 22 open to that Docker over here. Okay, so we're going to do this on the VPN ASA1. So what we need to do is create an access list. So this access list, we're going to call it VPN filter. Extend it, permit, TCP object, and this is going to be the branch subnet. So we're going to permit the branch subnet to host 10.150.15.10 equals 22. And what we're going to do is deny all the other traffic. So VPN filter deny IP any. So the only thing that will be allowed here is going to be to port 22. Okay, so we created the VPN filter. Now, how do we apply that? That's the question, right? So we go in to group policy. We create a group policy. So group policy 70.10.10.2. internal group policy 70.10.10.2 attributes. And in here, in the attributes of this group policy, we do VPN filter value, and then give it our access list that we just created. Okay, VPN filter. Okay, so that's good. Show run. Can we do section group policy? Let's see. Nope. Show run. Include, or let's begin there. Begin group. And let's see. Group. Well, okay. Let's just go through here. Let's take, there it is, group policy. So there's our group policy. Now, what we want to do is apply that to our tunnel group. And to do that, we're going to go into tunnel group, and general attributes. And let's see what we can do here. We do a few things here. Default group policy is one of them, and that's what we're going to do. So we'll add default group policy 70.10.10.2. Exit out of there. Okay, so now what we can do is go over here and let's see if we still have access, right? Telnet 10.150.15.10 port 80, and you can see we do. So what's going on there? Get, there it does, it grabs the browser. So it's working. We're still able to connect. What we have to do is we have to reset the tunnel. So that's what we'll do here. So the way to do that is to do a show VPN session db L2L. What we're doing is we're going to grab this index, so we know it's 5, and then we can do a VPN session db VPN session db log off, and we can use, there's a bunch of stuff we can use here. We're going to use index, and we got that as 5. Do we want to log off the VPN session? Yeah, we do. So now, let's try telnetting. Now this should bring up the tunnel, so let's make sure the tunnel's back up. So the tunnel is back up, 12 seconds it's been up, but you can see we're not able to connect on port 80. So let's just try to open that in the browser. But you can see we're not getting anything right there. So let's do that. And this looks like it's cached. But you can see here, not able to connect on port 80. So let's get out of that. And let's make sure port 22 is open. And there it is, asking for a password. And we're in IP address. And we're on 10.150. So let's do a, do we have telnet on here? Telnet 10.150.15.10 port 80. And you can see there it connects, no problem, because we're on that box. So let's get out of there, quit. Exit, and we're back now to the, and you see telnet is blocked. So this is what the filter does. Let's look at it again one more time. Show run. So the VPN filter, the steps to do that, what we had to do was create a group policy right here. Right here, we created the group policy. We created the access list first. Then we created a group policy. Then we applied that group policy to the general attributes of the tunnel group as default group policy. And then we bounced the tunnel. And now we can filter any traffic we want here and have some security rather than have everything wide open. Now, if it's completely trusted and you trust the branch ASA, you might want to leave it open. But if you're doing this with a vendor or something like that that only needs access to certain systems, you want to lock it down. All right. Thank you very much. And in our next videos series, we're going to convert these tunnels to virtual tunnel interfaces, route-based VPN. So thanks, and please join me.